Hey guys, it's me, Mark. I am so excited to be here today for the first ever Mark Talk, Mark Talk, I don't know what that was, but that just happened. This is here. This is live. If you want to tweet at me, talk to me. This is really easy to do it right there. You can send messages in the comment section here. I will be doing today. We will be having fun every day that I can do this. We're not going to do a full everyday schedule today. We're just going to be having fun today. That's the biggest thing. We're having fun. We're going to be talking. We're going to be having Mark Talk. That's why we're calling it. So hold on one second because I just did something really dumb on my end. It's okay. That's what's happening. It's a live show, live theater. Think it that way. Live. Today's theme is we are doing an AMA, and Ask Me Anything. And I got a lot of great stuff that was asked to me that I am really excited to talk about. And you can still tweet at me at MarkLevy85. Leave a comment. I will respond, and we will deal with it when it comes up. But honestly, the thing about this show that I'm really excited about personally is I get to do some comedy sometimes. I'm going to be able to talk to friends. Wednesday, we're going to have our first special guest. We'll be talking about that person later. And every day that we do the show, something new and exciting is going to happen. What I like most about it is that it's always going to be a short form show. Always 15 to 25 minutes. That's all it's going to be. A nice little, think of it kind of like a siesta around 4 p.m. every day for you, if it's East Coast, or 1 o'clock if it's Pacific time, or whatever time it is around you. That's what time it is. It's Mark Talk. That's what it is. Oh my God, so weird. I haven't felt creative in so long, and it's really nice that I talk about things that I'm really excited to talk about. Okay, so today we've got a whole bunch of questions because about 24 hours ago I posted on YouTube questions, to have people send me questions for the AMA. And we're going to get started today with one of my favorite people in the world. His name is Jared Laxer, but he tweeted me from the Outlaugh Toronto account because he is host of Outlast Outlaugh in Toronto, which is a Survivor-themed comedy show. So he tweets me, if you had to pick your favorite Survivor cast of all time, why is it Chris Noble? Now, fun fact for those that don't know, Chris Noble is not my favorite Survivor contestant of all time. He is far from it. I don't hate him. I think he's a really great entertainment, and I think he provides the entertainment for what is, in my personal opinion, the best merge episode of all time. The Noble one, as he likes to refer himself as, had a very fun beef with Wendell and Dominic in the first half of the season. And then the merge happens, and he gets an advantage, and he goes to Ghost Island. It's a beautiful, dramatic shot. And then there's torches, and he gets an idol. I believe that's good for 2 tribal councils. And he, you think he's actually going to win this fight that between him and Wendell and Dominic. And guess what? He is wrong, because he thinks he is safe at tribal council, and he gets voted out that day. That's how it happens. I think Chris Noble is a very entertaining Survivor character. I will put him in the top 200 Survivor contestants. Yes, top 200 Survivor contestants. All right, so our next question is from Sarah Ferguson, also known as at SJ Ferguson on Twitter. What's my dream Broadway role? And what's your favorite show that you've seen live? That's a really great question. For those that don't know, I do live in New York. I am a theater practitioner and actor. For me, my dream roles were Adam in the Shape of Things by Neil LaPute. And I did play that before I aged out of the role. The character is 24 or so, and I played him around when I was 25 or so. And I also have always looked a little bit older than I am. That's okay, because I'm still the shit, and I love who I am. But so, to put it mildly, that was my dream role. Another dream role of mine, which I will not touch until I am 45 years old, that would be George and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. I think Edward Albee is my favorite playwright, so that is totally the dream role. A guy in his middle age who's been through a lot of shit. His wife, who is not great. He's not great. No one's great in this play. And it's interesting because in this play, they get so drunk. I don't know if you know much about Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. It's about people getting drunk at 3 a.m. That's when the play starts. And it's just a really interesting play that makes me very happy as a theater practitioner and an artist, and I really want to play George eventually. Now, for my favorite show that I've ever seen, which is the second half of the question right there, this is gonna be tricky because there's some really great shit that I've seen. I've lived in New York now for 11 years. 11 years. And I have seen great theater elsewhere too, don't get me wrong. But I think, okay, let's think about this. I'm going to say Jerusalem by Jez Butterworth because that play is mind-blowing. I don't know if you guys know who Mark Rylance is. He is an amazing actor that I have a lot of love and respect for. I think he is incredible at what he does. Incredible. And the play Jerusalem, he plays kind of like a Pied Piper, like stuntman type character who has a whole bunch of like kids that like follow him, like runaways. And the whole play is this amazing play just like set in the woods, basically. And it's just this guy who is just living in the moment, who's kind of like who's a shyster. And it's just an amazing play. I remember it's a 3-hour-long play, kind of like some of other great theaters like August Osage County, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, etc., stuff like that. And the end of the play happens, and I remember like they're trying to like stir like the forest creatures that are not there but are there because that's the way it is. Like we all have folklores in our life, and I remember seeing like there's these trees on set, and one of them just. And the whole audience just, and then blackout. It's just the most amazing thing, also. And let me think what else. Any other shows that have like really hit me that hard? I know Hadestown like hit me for a wallop when I saw it. I loved it. I mean, I like the thing about theater with me is like it's easy to make me feel everything in the world. Like there was a play that I saw at the end of last year at the Vineyard Theater, which is one of my favorite theaters here in New York, called "This Is This a Room." Which is used from the dialogue of Reality Winner's interrogation / arrest from the whole releasing documents from the NSA, I believe. And if you don't know who Reality Winner is, look her up. She's a fascinating person. And the whole play is like the actual like dialogue, breaths, everything like that from this recording. And it's just really fascinating watching like hardcore documentary theater, and that stuff also like moves me. And also I love comedy, like One Man, Two Governors, one of my favorite plays of all time, and that's really all I need to go with that. Like I can go on forever about theater. There'll definitely be theater episodes because theater is my life. Like I love theater. All right, so next question is going to be from Bryce, also known as @JBCOXK on Twitter. If you could pick one thing to send into space to represent the human race to an alien somewhere out there, what would you pick and why? I'm going to say that I would pick a TV set. I think that doesn't necessarily show the best things and the worst things. I think it's an interesting thing. I also believe, I'm sure that aliens also have other ways to do it, but I also think that TV is a great way as a connector. That's what it's all about, connecting to other things out there. And that's what like everything is. And I think that like if we don't do this, when we meet aliens, because I do believe aliens do exist, I believe that they will. It's hard to explain. Like we have to be friendly to our alien friends. That's the easy way to put it, because we have to be friendly. And if we're not friendly, then things then wires get crossed, and that's just the way that is in that regard. I mean, I wish there was a better answer to this than like this is a really good question. I'm not smart enough to answer this in a better way than just saying TV or like movies, because that's like I'm a pop culture junkie. But I think that like we can represent the best of what we want out there that way. Like we can show like the news, we can show movies, we can show other things. Yeah, but this is a really good question, and I thank you so much, Bryce, for asking that. Our next question is from my friend Dan Alt, also known as @NADTLA on Twitter. Best beer in New York. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm not a beer snob by any chance, but I do love a good beer, especially craft beer. I live near a really great brewery here in New York, which is Three's Brewery, which is like 10 minutes that way by walk. Like that's a very real fact. You can like go extra next door basically, and then have some beer, which is great. They're an amazing brewery. I do like their Vliet, which is this is my favorite stuff. It's a beer that I like because it's got good body to it. It's easy. I like pilsners, especially when it's 100 goddamn degrees outside. Yes, it's 100 degrees outside. But my favorite New York beer, I'm gonna say there's a couple different options. Okay, so I love Blue Point Blueberry Ale. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of fruity beers, but I don't hate them either, unless they're like Gozas. But I don't really touch IPAs for those that are curious. I like ales, I like lagers, I like stouts, I like pilsners. I don't like IPAs because they give me hangovers, and I don't like hangovers because but so that's how that goes. But because I can only make noises like that. But oh, I'm making myself laugh. I hope this is fun and entertaining for everyone else too. Okay, so Blueberry Ale by Blue Point, which is a great craft brew, which is a great brewery out in Long Island. Also, I will say that what else? I'm going to say that I also love. I'm just also going to add in my favorite beer, like my actual favorite beer, which is a New York beer, a Brooklyn beer by Birth, 6 Point Sweet Action. It's a really great, not pale ale. Well, then it's not. It's a really good beer. It's delicious. It's got a little kick to it. Makes me happy. I like being happy. That's what I'm doing here. Trying to be happy. We're all trying to be happy. Drink a beer if you want. Don't drink a beer if you don't want. 6 Point is like my favorite brewery. All their shit's good, even their IPAs, and I don't like IPAs. Our next question is from my friend Justin Powell at Powell Time on Twitter. Any recommendations for plays, musicals to stream for free while the industry is shut down? Deep cuts appreciated. Now, the thing about all this that I find very fascinating is, unless you go on YouTube, most of these aren't free because, like most artists, myself included, a lot of us are furloughed, and that sucks. So I'm going to give recommendations on, I believe, Broadway HD has a free trial. I'm going to look it up right now while talking. But I know that I'm sure Justin definitely has Broadway HD. There is a free trial code for that for 7 days if you sign up, which is really good to know. And like they also have deep cut stuff, like a lot of like musicals, a lot of old plays that were on Broadway, pretty much everything that was filmed for a while there, and a lot of interesting pieces of theater there. I am going to recommend frigid.nyc because frigid.ny because the Frigid Theater is the best theater in New York, in my personal opinion. They've been doing a lot of amazing theater digitally since this shit happened. I've even had my play Blockbuster Guy up there once to help support them, and they're an amazing organization. And you can also subscribe to them on their Patreon, and they're just a really great, if you like off-Broadway theater, done by people with a lot of heart and a lot of gusto, and unfortunately not the most resources out there. If you have access to it, I will also recommend Hamilton on Disney Plus. I know we've all seen it already, but oh my god, the way they hit that correctly, that is one of the two best musicals that I have seen on screen that were originally for stage. That one, Hamilton, and Passing Strange, directed by Spike Lee. This came out about 10 years ago, and what it does is, like Hamilton, makes you feel like you're in the theater, and that's the most important thing, to feel like you're in the theater. You don't want to feel like you're like watching a screen and having someone interact at you. You want to feel like you're being interacted with 1,000 other people, and that's what Passing Strange does really well, as does Hamilton. I don't know if Passing Strange is streaming. I will look that up right now for your guys' knowledge, because Passing Strange is an amazing film, and I'm going to see if it's streaming right now. It is, let's find out. It's so much fun doing this live, I probably should have done some more research before I got live, but that's okay. It is on Prime Video, which is good to know. So I don't know if that means it's free or not, but it doesn't matter. It's there, and that makes me happy. Support theater, guys. If you have the means to actually support them financially speaking, like there's a lot of theaters out there that need help. If you want to support D&D Theater Fund, which is I raised some money for recently, do it. It's just theater is the most important thing to me, and a lot of people out there. All right, so our next question for today is from Brian at Brian Chase 13 on Twitter. So for those that do not know, I'm a big fan of Sequester. I played it for the last month and a half or so, and it has helped me get through this whole shit of a pandemic. But Brian asks, we were talking about this last time, but can anyone win Sequester? So for those that don't know, Sequester is a game of strategy where there's 20 to 22 people in 5 different rooms on the website, and you can only talk to people that are inside the room. And every round, you have to vote someone out. And there's some twists, sometimes highest even vote, sometimes second highest vote, sometimes lowest vote, some weird stuff like that. And it's really hard to game unless you have a good strategy working on it. And I do believe anyone can actually win the game. I really genuinely do. I know some people brought up yesterday some people that are a little bit more controversial of lower placed people for reasons, and I understand that. But I think that everyone's got their due. Everyone's got their day. Anyone can win at any time. They don't need to be the best player. They don't need to be the worst player. They just need the right 19 other people to play with, or 21 other people to play with. Everyone gets cast on Sequester not to lose, but to win, I believe. Even though there can only be one winner per game. That's where my honest opinion is on that whole situation. Honestly, I really think that that anyone can win Sequester. Not everyone should win Sequester, but I think that everyone has a real opportunity to win Sequester, and that's a very important thing to me. So that wraps up our first episode. I'm so excited for that. Will be live on this. That will be on the stream, saved and everything. So I'm going to make an announcement. I'm really, really excited about. We're not doing a show tomorrow, but we are doing a show on Wednesday, and my guest is going to be Kaylee Patterson, who's one of my new friends from the Sequester community. And she has a new single, and we're going to listen to it. We're going to talk to her, and it's going to be great because she's also entertaining people. If you guys have any tips or anything about the show, you can please tweet at me, MarkLeeV85. Like I said, this week is going to be a few episodes. We'll probably do a few more next week after that. I don't know what's happening. I really like the idea of doing this in the mid-afternoon. I'm open to suggestions. Please subscribe. You see down there, subscribe to this channel. You'll get dinged every time this goes live. I see I have 5 viewers right now. I thank you so much for this. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday at 4 o'clock with Kaylee Patterson. Have a great day. Stay safe. Wear a mask, please. And all that good stuff.